Question number 12, Marama Fox.
Tēnā koe te mana whakawā. My question is to the Minister of Social Development. In the revamp of CYFS, will the Minister be strengthening the appeals process for review of decisions that may prevent incidences, such as the death of Moko Rangitoheriri? If so, how?
The
Mr.
Honourable
Speaker.
Anne Tolley.
The death of Moko was a despicable crime, and we must continue to raise awareness of child abuse so that it does not happen again. I am confident that the coroner will conduct a full investigation into this awful tragedy. Unfortunately, no one raised safety concerns with Child, Youth and Family around the care arrangements that were in place for poor wee Moko prior to his tragic death. If we're going to ensure this does not happen again, we all need to realise our part and do everything we can to protect the children and mokopuna in our communities. We must pick up the phone if we have concerns about the safety of a child. The design of the new system, including complaints and reviews, will be strengthened to ensure that the voice of the child is at the heart of everything we do and that decisions are made in the long-term best interest of those children.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Marama Fox.
Does the Minister then agree with her officials that more could have been done to prevent the death of Moko Rangitoheriri, and if so, what is she doing about it?
The Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, my congratulations to all of those who stood up on the weekend abhorring violence and saying it's not okay. But as I announced in the overhaul of the Child, Youth and Family system, we are going to move from a system that is focused on crisis to one that begins with prevention, includes intensive intervention, that includes care support, youth justice and transition into adulthood and independence. And I am confident that that system will go some way to preventing such tragedies. But at the end of it, we all have a responsibility to pick up the telephone when we have concerns for the safety of a child.
Supplementary.
Supplementary question, Marama Fox.
How can she ensure that information that is sent to her and her officials about the vulnerability of children in CYFS care, such as information sent to the Lower Hutt CYFS office, is not lost and ultimately does not disadvantage children and their whānau? The
Honourable Anne Tolley.
Mr. Speaker, I certainly take all information that is provided to my office seriously, and I'm always willing to investigate if people have specific concerns. But I have to balance that with being conscious that with family court proceedings, with investigations that are underway, including the complaints process, it is sometimes hard to intervene.
That concludes questions for oral answer. I have received a letter